There's different things that's not really beef though. That's just competitive.
Competitiveness.
All right, so you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with him.
Don't trust nobody. In Hollywood specifically, when you get there, a lot of people don't know how to say no. That's the difference between New York City and California.
I would hope he would think about it and this would be in his mind, but I wouldn't actually know what another person is feeling. It's something I really would want to find out because, in the future.
You thought 50 Cent was just coming for Diddy? Oh, you sweet summer child, turns out he's going deeper, way deeper. This time, he's going straight for someone no one ever thought would get touched. Jay-Z, yes, that Jay-Z, the billionaire. The icon, the one who always looked untouchable, clean, smart, above the mess. Well, the mask is slipping and what 50 Cent is doing right now. It's not just a jab, it's a full-blown strike. He's bringing a sledgehammer to the image Jay-Z built over 3 decades. And right in the middle of this shocking story, a name you've probably never heard before, Ramir Satterthwaite. He's not some loud voice on TikTok chasing likes. He's not making wild claims for fame. This man has been in a war for more than 10 years, quietly, painfully, and now.
Well, basically, my mom was at a show and she was with a friend. And I guess her friend stayed to, after the show, he was doing little signings and little autographs and stuff like that. I guess he wasn't too big, but I guess females, when the show is over, you can sign little autographs and stuff like that, talk to the people who perform. She said she went up there.
50 Cent is giving him the platform, the light, the voice, and what Ramir is claiming is earth-shattering. He says his mom, Wanda, was just 16 years old when she got involved with a man named Sean Carter back in 1992, but before she passed away in 2019, she made a sworn statement under oath that Sean Carter wasn't the real father. She said it was J-Z. Yes, Jay-Z, and ever since, Ramir has been fighting just to be heard. He's been pushed around courtrooms, shut down, dismissed, all while Jay-Z's team, his army of lawyers, allegedly played a dangerous game: manipulation, obstruction, fraud. You name it. But now 50's rolling the cameras. And the truth that's been buried for decades? It might finally come out. Ramir says Jay-Z's legal team even told the court he had no ties to New Jersey. No connection at all. Meanwhile, public records showed Jay-Z owned property there. When they got called out, the excuse, it was a mistake, or a cover-up. Let's be real. New Jersey courts don't like games, and Ramir says this wasn't a mistake at all. He says it was a calculated strategy to hide the fact his mom was underage, to hide the truth Jay-Z never wanted the world to know. And this isn't just about a son looking for a father. It gets darker, because while this paternity case explodes, Jay-Z's name just showed up in something even worse, a new lawsuit filed in court. And guess whose name is tied up in it too? Diddy. According to court documents, a girl just 13 years old at the time says her drink was drugged at an MTV after-party in 2000, and she claims Jay-Z and Diddy took turns assaulting her. Yes, that's the allegation. Jay-Z's response: he says it's all a shakedown, a blackmail attempt. He said, not a single red penny, but the filings are real. The lawyers are circling, and through all of it, there's been one silence too loud to ignore. Jay-Z still hasn't taken a paternity test for Ramir. Insert clip, and here's the kicker. The one stitching this whole story together? 50 Cent. He's not just clowning around this time. He's not just making jokes online. He's pulling documents. He's getting testimonies. He's putting it all in a documentary, a real one. One with receipts. He's giving Ramir the spotlight. Finally, Ramir says he doesn't want money. He's not chasing fame. He just wants the truth. He wants to know where he came from, who he is. All he ever wanted was a name, a connection. And Jay-Z, he's never spoken to him. Never even said that's not my son. Not a word, just silence. But now 50's dragging that silence into the light. And guess who's watching all this? Quietly, but very closely, Beyoncé. Word on the street? She's done protecting the image, done smiling through it. Sources say she gave Jay an ultimatum: come clean or she walks, she's not risking her kids. Not Blue Ivy, not the twins, not for anyone. Not even for her husband. At the Mufasa premiere, Jay-Z walked the carpet like everything was fine. Blue Ivy stood tall, Beyonce, elegant, strong, but the internet? It saw the truth, the tension, the weight, the rumors. It was all in their faces, and 50? He couldn't resist. He posted, "Everybody get dressed. We going to see Mufasa, LOL," then deleted it, but it was too late. It went viral. Insert clip: Jay-Z's smiling in public, but behind the scenes? His world might be falling apart, and while he's trying to keep control, Diddy's drowning. The lawsuits are piling up. The details are getting worse. And remember, Diddy once said Jay-Z was his emergency lifeline, the one I call when I'm in trouble. WELL, they're both in trouble now. The lawsuits? They mention both names. The allegations? Abuse, coercion, exploitation. This isn't just a scandal. This is a collapse, and 50 Cent, he's throwing gasoline on the fire, pulling the strings, connecting the dots. He's reminding the world these men weren't alone at the top. They built each other, they protected each other. And now, one falls ... they all might. Jay-Z and Diddy weren't just friends. They were a unit. They threw the same parties, signed the same deals, sat at the same tables, and now? That empire looks ready to crack. Diddy, once the king of parties, now sits in a cell. And the charges read like a horror movie: drugs, assault, human trafficking. And the big question: how much did Jay-Z know? Insert clip: people have whispered for years. But now it's all coming out. The Hamptons white parties, the NDAs, the artists who disappeared after speaking out. Settlements swept under the rug. Insiders say there was a whole system, a machine. A VIP blackmail ring. Parties weren't just parties, they were traps. Designed to gather secrets, footage, leverage, so no one could speak, no one could fight back, and right in the center of it, Diddy and J-C. Now the feds have already raided Diddy's homes, and what they found? Over 1,000 bottles of lubricant. Yes, 1,000, but that's just the surface. Testimonies are pouring out about abuse, control, exploitation. Parties dressed in glamour, hiding trauma, and guess what? 50's documentary, he's following it all. From the early 2000s, all the way to now. This isn't just a messy story, it's a systemic unraveling. One that might expose the entire music industry. Now let's go back to 50 Cent. People laughed at him, called him a troll, a clown, a hater, but now? Turns out he was watching, planning, playing the long game. All those jokes, all those posts, they were the build-up. Now, he's not just a rapper. He's a disruptor, a wrecking ball, and this documentary? It's a wrecking crew smashing through the walls of hip-hop's elite. He's got Netflix, he's got court files, he's got Ramir, and he's got nothing to lose. Insert clip in as Jay-Z tries to act like none of this is happening. The silence around Diddy is deafening. Jay-Z built his brand as a man of the people, a justice advocate, but now? Not a single word about Diddy's scandals, not even a statement. And while court filings keep coming in ... that silence, it's starting to look like guilt. But the worst part, this isn't just about Jay's brand. It's about his family. Bonce Acute is left holding it all together. The Carter Empire, the legacy. The kids, and Blue Ivy, she's not a baby anymore. She's a teen, she's online, she sees the headlines, the memes. The TIK to KS. And her father's name is tied to everything. How does a child carry that? At the Mufasa carpet, she held her head high. But insiders say that strength came with pain, heavy, emotional pain. She's spent her whole life in the spotlight, but this spotlight? It burns. She was meant to inherit a kingdom. Now ... she might inherit a scandal, and Beyonce, she's moving like a mother lion, quiet, fierce, focused on her children's peace. But Even she can't stop the world from watching. Insert clip because this isn't gossip anymore. It's trauma. It's betrayal. It's real. The quiet rooms behind closed doors. That's where the real fight is happening now, where a mother is trying to explain the headlines to her daughter, trying to keep her family from breaking. And while the lawyers move, while the PR teams spin. 50 Cent, he's flipping the entire table. From rapper to mogul to cultural wrecking ball, he's taking Jay-Z's perfect image and tearing it down. Piece by piece, brick by brick. And here's the wildest part. This might just be the beginning. Insiders say there's more names, more stories, more secrets, more buried truth, because if Jay-Z's myth breaks. Who single quotes S next? Because if the foundation is cracked and everyone's standing on it, they all fall. This might be music's Me Too moment. Hollywood already had its fall, so did tech. Now it's hip-hop's turn. Once one truth leaks. The dam might burst, and 50, he knows it. His timing is deadly, surgical. This documentary? It's not a drama. It's a reckoning. It's a mirror. And we're all staring into it. So now the question is, if Jay-Z falls. Who falls next? Because the illusion of untouchable moguls might be about to collapse, and legends